What's going on, air signs? Peace and light, peace and love. I wanted to check in, give you this full super moon oracle reading. Super moon just means that we got this intense energy, and this intense energy that we are experiencing is none other than Aquarius energy. The Aquarian energy is humanitarian, it is creative, it is intelligent, independent, progressive, unique energy. How can we illuminate this energy within us, right? How can we use our authentic, unique, creative brilliance, bringing it out, lighten it up out here? The question we got to ask ourselves is what needs to go within our patterns, our ways of behaving, our mentality? What are those things that's holding us back? So this is a time for us to definitely review those things and really start sitting with that energy and sitting back thinking about what we can do with that. We got a lot of energy that's supporting us and really making the shift so that we can start living the lives we truly desire. We got retrogrades in effect this particular summer. Retrograde only means review. And when planets go into retrograde, it gives us this opportunity to review that energy, check in, see if this is the direction we're trying to go in, and keep it moving either in this direction or another. That's what retrograde is all about. So we know when Mercury is in retrograde, that's affecting us directly. And we know that we need to review how our communication goes out, how we delivering emails, how we dealing with each other. But this particular time, we got some other planets in review right now. Mercury ain't yet there. However, we do got that Pluto that's in retrograde. And Pluto, it deals with our transformation of those areas where we feel most powerless. Right now, it's positioned in Capricorn. And Capricorn represents the authority, the old ways of doing things, the system, you know, what is that energy? The authoritarian type of energy, right? That's that energy of Capricorn. And we're checking in with that right now while we're in that particular energy before we shift into Aquarian energy again, which is more humanitarian, more independent, more unique, more progressive energy. So we're checking in with the old ways of doing things, the old system, the old situation we already been dealing with, seeing if this is really the way that we want to go, because we got an opportunity to make the correction and move forward into this whole progressive era that we're moving into. We call the age of Aquarius. So we got these planets in review, but really what we want to start looking at is how can we make these adjustments if we see some things that we want to fine tune. Saturn is in retrograde as well. And Saturn, it deals with our major life lessons and our ambitions and everything. It stations right in Pisces, which is about our illusions, addictions. This is all in the realm of dreams. This is that mystic energy, right? Also, at home, where Pisces energy is Neptune in retrograde. Neptune deals with our illusions, our ideals, our inspirations, and our dreams, right? So Saturn and Neptune both being retrograde in Pisces really gives us an opportunity to check in and make sure that we are not bullshitting ourselves, how we kidding ourselves, giving us an opportunity to face some real truths within ourselves, heal it, and move forward. And speaking about healing, that wounded healer is also in retrograde, Chiron. And Chiron is stationed in Aries. And when Chiron is in retrograde, you're being asked to review the wounded healer within you. The wounded healer deals with those past traumas, the things that we came here to heal. The major keys is in those things, right? We can look back at our childhood. We can look back in our earlier years, right? To kind of look at some of those things where we struggled with when we was coming through and everything. So these are some major keys, major symbols. Oh, the symbol, hold up. I'm sitting up here. The major key, the symbol of Chiron is a key, which lets us know that there's major keys within this, major keys to our ascension. It being positioned in Aries, that energy all about I am, how we show up for ourselves, how we boss up. This is allowing us to heal issues with ourselves, how we show up for ourselves, giving us, is really putting us in a position with this North Node that just shifted over into Aries, really putting us in position to really begin showing up, bossing up in a big and profound ways. But last, but absolutely and certainly not least, is Venus. It is in retrograde. Venus deals with our relationships, right? The things that we value, right? And we got that all in the energy of Leo. And Leo energy, we basking in it right now. That's where the sun is positioned, that baby. And let me tell you, it brightens it up. This is all about tapping into that creative ruler within yourself. That energy is where Leo is at. But Leo, it being positioned in Venus in retrograde, giving us an opportunity to review what the heart really wants, because Leo deals with those matters of the heart, what the heart wants most, those things that that are creative, those things that put us in that childlike energy, that are fun to us, our romantic relationships and everything, right? That Leo energy brings that dramatic flair to our lives, right? Bringing that creative, passionate energy, right? Leo energy does that. And when we got it positioned with Venus and put that under review, this is allowing us to check in, making sure this what you really want, this what your heart really want. You get to check that out and you get to review it and you get to figure out which direction you want to go in. And this is some tricky energy. Let's make no mistake about it. We got Neptune over there in Pisces dealing with our illusions, right? Presenting energy for us to be able to really check in with that. Venus retrograde brings back a whole lot of old stuff, old relationships, old stuff we need to heal. All of these retrogrades, it brings that old energy back, letting us check in. Very tricky energy. We're going to ask that you use discernment, right? Lessons learned. Remember, you caught that lesson. You don't got to relive it. You caught it. You ain't got to do it again. You learned the lesson. Use your discernment. Listen to your intuition. Trust yourself. You're not making shit up. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. So let's talk about this message that Spirit has for you, right? Got the full moon eclipse card coming through in a powerful way, letting you know that conclusions are within reach. See, air signs, all up in this whole particular situation. We got to tell you something. This full moon in Aquarius is going to be activating these air signs, especially that Aquarius, in some powerful ways. The fixed signs, the Leo, the Aquarius, the Taurus, the Scorpio, is going to be impacted in some powerful ways. But sometimes when this energy, it gets intense, you start to feel somewhat discouraged. So when Spirit comes through letting you know that this full moon eclipse card coming through, telling us that conclusions are in reach, this is your card giving you that confirmation and that encouragement to let you know that all of this effort that you putting in is all for naught. See, because the challenge is when you putting in all of this effort and everything, you don't really see how the new start is happening, how it's gonna be, how it's gonna pan itself out. But see, this new moon card coming through, just confirming that one of the challenges, it being that you starting over again, you got the foundations take time. And laying that foundation and building that brand, you using integrity, you staying true to what it is that you about. You using your very best wisdom so you ain't out here offending folks in these streets. This new start is coming. And then the full moon in Aquarius, it comes through. Very impactful for these air sign energies, because spirit is recommending that once you start recognizing all of the signs and symbols, getting into that space of recognizing that the new start is coming, you start tapping into that authenticity, taking this full supermoon energy that we have, that's tapping into this Aquarian energy that's going to help you to be a lot more creative, a lot more intelligent, cultivating that independent spirit so that you can bring your uniqueness out and express your progressive ideas. The full moon Aquarius card comes through because spirit is recommending that you show the world the real you. This is what this where this moon energy set up in, really getting you to step into your power and show up in some profound ways. But when you heal all of those things that we got going on here in retrograde, see, that's when you step into your power and you start showing the world a new you, because then you can really start beginning to see that this new start is coming. Because whatever it is that you're doing, see, you give up now, you just change the direction totally of whatever your outcome was, you change it. But if you stay fast, you stay steadfast, and you stay on your path, and you keep your grind on, then you start beginning to see that light. You'll start beginning to see the way that thing is supposed to work out at the end of the day. Because even though you don't see it right now, recognize, see, here go this card right here. It came through this mutable moon, reminding you and letting you know that at the end of the day, nothing is set in stone. So you still got to be about the business of doing this work, staying on task. Don't get discouraged out here because you ain't seeing it right just yet, because that's what the foundation is about. The new start is coming. So let's look, air signs, let's take a look on the individual tip. We go do that in just a second. Let's talk about the purpose though, because spirit is really coming through and talking about the children. See, this air, this energy, this intense, this super moon energy we dealing with right here, it encourages that creativity. And with this life purpose card, it says that your life purpose involves helping children, teaching and healing children. And this is a time right now where we really need to start really making sure that we are protecting and doing everything that we can to be in alignment with keeping our children safe. If prayer is what you do, get about the business of that. If staying on guard, watching those children out here is what you do, be about the business, educating the children, giving them time. However it is that you're dealing with these children, this is part of your life purpose. So if you got some children that's close to you, you make sure that you out here giving them the very best that you got. I just heard Anita Baker in my head. Because your life purpose involves helping and healing children. And this Venus retrograde being connected to Leo, and Leo is all about that childlike energy connected to our children. Yeah, it is. In your love life, your love situation, spirit wants you to make the effort. Because see, if you want great love in your life, then you got to let yourself take the steps that you got to take. So when this card comes through, this is letting you know that sometimes you got to go ahead and make that effort, because when you really want something, you got to put the work in. The Archangel Gabriel is coming through for these air signs, letting you know that creative writing is something you might want to get into. The Archangel Gabriel's messages: take time to write down your thoughts in a journal or a pen, an article or a book. But take you some time to write your thoughts down in the morning. And I was just talking to the earth signs and I was telling them about making sure, was that the fire signs? However, making sure that they put a list together every morning and getting in the routine. If your list is just going down to the dollar store and getting some, whatever it is you're getting from the dollar store, some toilet paper. If that's all that's on the list, put that on the list, but have yourself an agenda and it gets you in the routine of doing that. A gratitude journal, because this is nothing cultivates that energy of wealth and abundance like gratitude. Get yourself a gratitude journal. You can get you a plain notebook at the dollar store. You can cop you a gratitude journal somewhere, somehow, but get you an opportunity to write down the things that you're grateful for. Do some creative writing. Write your things down. Write them dreams down. Write them thoughts down. Write them ideas down. Spirit is just willing it. Woo, woo, woo. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. That's what I'm hearing. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. All right. Let's talk about the individual signs. We go set it off with the Libra. We got the Four of Earth. When this card comes up, this is an Earth card. And this card is all about really changing the way we're going about doing things, how we've been maintaining, how we've been creating, right? See, sometimes we get into this space where we're not sharing our gifts, our abilities, and things like that. Because we think we need to wait, we need to save it for a time that's better. But the better time is now. So when this card comes through, this is letting you know that the time for you to begin to making your moves is right now. If you want to start giving some, if you want to get something, you got to give something. Yeah. You got to change the way that you're going about doing things. Yeah. All right, Libra. Yeah. You got to change the way you're going about doing things. You got to give it up. All right. Who's next? The Aquarius. Woo, the fire sunset. The fire sunset card comes through letting you know that you are going to, hold up, let me make sure, because see, this deck right here that I got is a new little something, a new little ditty that I got. So I want to make sure that I'm getting this correctly. The fire sunset. Hold on, here we go. Yeah. Am I connecting it up? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So this is all about you tapping into your intuition, Aquarius, right? This is a time for you to take action, be decisive, right? And start really taking those little ideas, those sparks of inspiration and creativity that you got, right? And start really being about the business of seeing those things come to fruition. Because you're a visionary, Aquarius, and this energy from this super full moon is going to assist you in activating these energies of creativity. Because what you are is a true visionary, the creative leader. This is a time that we're trying to prepare ourselves for at this point where they talk about this proverbial age of Aquarius, right? We're talking about getting ourselves into this position for the creative leadership that's coming along. So you make sure that you out here, you writing your book. What? Hey, that just flew out. All right. But you make sure you out here writing your stuff down, making sure that you're trusting your intuition, using your discernment, and trusting yourself at the end of the day, Aquarius. Major activations going down for you with this super full moon. All right, Gemini. Gemini. I got the 3 of air. This is all about you being creative in your communication. When this card comes through, it lets me know that what you really got to do. See, this card right here is about you making positive connections, tapping into that lover's energy that represents Gemini right there, right? Getting out, socializing, enjoying yourself, getting out, communicating, getting out and about, connecting, making some connections. It's time for you to come out and enjoy your life and live. Start celebrating life and finding those folks to celebrate you. This is a time for you to get linked up with your tribe, Gemini. Major supermoon energy here. I'm really encouraging you to start tapping into this energy because it's in that air sign element with you, right? And really allow it to help in activating your creativity and your intelligence, because you definitely, Gemini, is the genius in the zodiac, right? And this is going to help you when you get out there, because you know, when you get out there and you start pulling that wittiness and everything, you kind of irresistible at the end of the day, Gemini. And so this is a card that's giving that confirmation. It's time for you to go on and tap into what you know and get out here and get in the flow. I hope that this was helpful for all of you air signs. Peace and light, peace and love.